Welcome back to Untethered with your host, me. I don't know why that makes me laugh. Yesterday was the Eclipse, and it was a great motherfucking day. It was such a good day. I just woke up feeling so much energy. It just was, I don't know, sparkly, bubbly, joyous energy. I was dancing around the house. I worked out. I got a new rowing machine. And it's awesome. And I'm so thankful for it. And I got it for free from a one-legged man in the middle of the desert. That's a story for another time. But I worked out on my new rowing machine. I put all my crystals outside. I saged my whole property. And then I met up. We'll call him a friend. But he is exhibiting more than friend-like behaviors. But I also think that he may not be. He's just exhibiting very friendly behaviors. And I am absolutely misinterpreting because he's cute and my type and I'm interested. So I need to rein back on that for sure. But he has a very kind heart. And there is a business in town that needs our help. Well, that he thought needed help. And he went there to get something. The owner was super depressed and sad. He started talking to her, and turns out like she owes a ton of money to the bank, the business is failing, whatever. But the place is a mess and needs to be organized. But she has health issues, so she can't do it. So he told her he would help her. And she thought he wanted a job. And he said, no, I'll just come by a couple hours every day and help you for free. So he later that day and asked me if I wanted to go help her with him. And of course, because the things that she sells, I love. I absolutely love it. So I would love to be around that all day. So we went and met up at the business yesterday. And we were coming in and out to look at the eclipse and playing music. And it was just a fun, carefree time. When we were leaving, we both expressed how hungry we were. So he invited me to lunch. And the sexiest shit happened during lunch that I can't even remember the last time that this has happened. So for a friend to do it, I just kind of want to be like, dude, thank you. I needed this. But he ordered for me. And it's not even like we were at a fancy place, but we were discussing the menu and what we should get. And when I discussed what I was thinking about getting, he proposed a different option that might be better for me, or that we could share. Just a few things, right? So I was getting something he was thinking about getting, he was getting something I was thinking about. Anyways, the sharing thing. So when the waitress came, naturally she asked me first what I wanted. And I don't know why, but I looked to him and he just started ordering. So then she was confused because I think she thought, well, that's rude. He just ordered his food. So then she looked at me again and said, and what'll you be having? Not realizing that he had ordered my food. And I looked at him again and he ordered. And then handed over the menus. Panties drop. Like at that point, my affinity for natural dominance is high. I am naturally assertive and dominant in the real world. In most of my life, I have to be in order to survive. But I want to be a sub. And I am a sub when I'm around a dom. I don't think I've talked about any of my fetish stuff. I know I mentioned Fed Life before. But this is part of it. I am a submissive. And I get weak in the knees for a dom. So that behavior was the sexiest shit that has happened in like a year to me. It's just hot as fuck. So anyways, we had a great lunch, chit-chatted, discussed some really in-depth things. And then we played pool. Because again, this is not a fancy restaurant. This is basically like a restaurant / bar with a pool with a couple of pool tables. So then we went and played pool. And then we left and went home. He went home. I went home. I came home and needed to be creative. So I pulled out all of my painting stuff. And I already had my crystals were all still on the table from the eclipse. So I went out with all of my crystals and just hung out at the table outside and painted. And it was a great painting. And then I painted this piece of, it's like cement / rock that I've always thought is in the shape of a popsicle. And I thought it would be cool to paint it to look like a popsicle and then stick it in my yard. So I did that as well. And that, all day, I was channeling my inner child, my baby girl side, my little side. For those of you who know what some of these buzzwords are, yep. So when I left the house originally, I was in all pink. I had my pink shoes on and my pink dress, and I even put my pink wig on, and I just was feeling just so giddy. And so later that, painting I think was great to kind of just conclude a whole day of me taking care of me and having fun and letting my inner child out, and just so much joy. And then I put my big girl pants on. Well, I should say my big girl gloves on. And I have an episode that I don't think I've edited yet called Badass Tree Trimmer or something like that, where I talk about how I cut down some fucking trees on my property, but all the branches are still hanging out in my backyard. So I pulled all those branches around the house, and I mean, they're tall. We're talking about like 10-foot branches, and they're all pokey and stuff. And loaded up my trailer so that I could take that to where you take your yard waste. It was just a productive ass day. Then I made a healthy dinner. Did some meditating and went to sleep. It was the best eclipse day. And I wanted it to be. I'm glad that it was. Because I was a little worried that it wouldn't match up, add up. I'm losing the word right now, but that it wouldn't be the same as the last eclipse day that I experienced in 2017. In 2017, I had bought my first RV, and me and my dog drove 7 hours to Eastern Oregon, where there was going to be totality. I didn't really know much about RVing. I was 2-3 hours away from cell phone service, down and easily an hour down a Forest Service road in a place I had never been. And I had told my friends and my boyfriend at the time that I was going to be camping at a different spot. But when I got to that spot, it was packed. There were a lot of eclipse watchers. And I decided to go in another place. So, unsafe all around, but that's what I do. But that was the start of a new chapter in my life, because at that point I knew me and my Ivy We're going to be great camping buddies and adventure, and we'll be okay. So 2017 Eclipse was the start of a new chapter, and after that, me and Ivy were camping all the time. I did have a second dog at that time, but he was not a good camper. So he would stay at home with the boyfriend. And me and Ivy would go out for weekend camping trips all the time. And that, led me slowly to the life I have now and how we ended up full-timing. So I was kind of worried that I had those feelings, those great memories of Ivy camping in the middle of nowhere, no one around, in nature. I remember the feeling when it got dark. I remember that feeling. So I was worried that I wouldn't get that feeling. And I didn't really need to worry because I had that feeling all day. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. So I think that I don't really know how to put it into words, but I just wanted to share that. I'll probably make a different episode to talk about this guy because as a friend, and I'm in the friend zone for sure, but he does unfriend-like behavior, like boyfriend material behavior. But it's also letting me understand, one, we're both very flirty, so we openly flirt with each other, but I think it's a good thing for me because he's making me realize in this time when I'm trying to manifest the next love of my life, he is helping me set those standards of what I want and what I don't want. Because it's been so long since I don't know, I guess it hasn't been because I hang out with guys literally every day. This one's a little different though. But yeah, it's helping me create my list because for the longest time I've just had a list of what I don't want. And a very common theme this year has been I need to start manifesting what I do want. In fact, I'm not masturbating. I haven't for a couple weeks. But to start manifesting what I want. So I think maybe that's whatever. Okay, that's a whole different thing. Eclipse Day was great. I hope you guys had a great Eclipse Day. Thanks for listening.